Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy. I'm back with another Ship With Me video. Today is Monday, April 28th, and these are sales from over the weekend. It was a pretty good weekend. I did have my yard sale over the weekend, so I didn't really have much time to do much work on Poshmark or Cherish. But overall, I am happy with my sales from the weekend. So let's get started. Oh, and I'll let you know, actually, I think I talked a little bit about it in last week's video. The yard sale went really well, and I will have a video coming for you. So if it's already up, I will link it in the description box below. Okay, so the first item that sold is this really pretty vintage coral necklace. This is real coral with little, what do they call these? Rice Krispie pearls. I think that's what they call them. I picked this up at an estate sale for just $3, and it sold for $85. It did take a fair amount of time, probably somewhere around a year, to sell for that price. But I have found that I can get pretty decent prices for vintage coral pieces, but they don't sell right away for high prices. But I'm okay waiting for the right buyer in order to get a good price for a piece of jewelry. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $65. I am very happy with that. This is a really beautiful piece, and I really hope that the buyer loves it. I've kind of gone back and forth about whether or not I'm going to keep doing ribbon on my jewelry pieces, but I have a bunch of ribbon that I've got at, yard sales and estate sales, so I feel like I may as well just keep doing it until I run out. So the next item that sold wasn't quite so exciting, but I am happy to see it go because I have had this for years and years, probably over 3 years. It's this really pretty enamel brooch, and it's set on copper. It is signed, I think Ireland. Yeah, Ireland on the back. So I don't know why this took so long to sell. I thought it was a pretty cool piece. It sold for $21. I think it had discounted shipping too. I paid about $3 for this. So that made my profit $13.80. For the remainder of the video, when I discuss my profit, you can assume that I'm deducting website fees, my cost of goods, and any shipping discounts from my profit. So I did sell a couple of things that I've had for a really long time, which I'm really excited about. I also had 2 belt sales. So if you guys who watch regularly, Amy, one of my viewers, said that she thought that I wasn't selling as many belts because I wasn't listing as many belts. So last week I used Vendu, and I went through and I delisted and relisted all of my belts. And since I did that, I've had 4 belt sales. So I do think that she was on to something with that. And I thank you for saying that, Amy, because I do think that, of course, I need to list some of the new ones I have, but I relisted some really old ones and sold a couple that I've had for a couple of years. So that is really great. So Poshmark just made an announcement about relisting items and how they're going to put into place some additional rules. Of course, the email and announcement was pretty vague because it's Poshmark, and it seems like that's how they are. But after I share my sales, I'll give you my opinion on that. Okay, I sold another pair of these vintage Christian Dior eyeglass frames. For those of you who are new here, okay, so these show the little CD right there. I picked up a whole bunch of these at an estate sale, and I paid $5 a piece. I have made a couple $1,000s on that pickup. Did I say these sold for $86? And in general, they sold for between about $60, and I had a couple pairs that sold for over $200 that were some other special brands and just kind of when the style was a little bit better. But I've had these for going on 2 years now. What did I say I got? I think I got 30 pairs, and I only have 6 or 8 pairs left, but I am absolutely thrilled with how buying those turned out. So if you are looking at eyeglass frames, all of the ones, or 90% of the ones that I got, either had clear lenses, like demo lenses from the optometrist, or no lenses. So the ones that had prescription lenses in there did not sell as well, or when they had no lenses, they did not sell as well. So I just thought I would mention that in case you are looking at picking up, you know, designer eyeglass frames to resell. I need to maybe look into that. I'm not sure what the market is for ones that already have a prescription in them. My local optometrist said that they can replace the lenses on any glasses. They'll just trace it. So it seems like people should be able to use frames, and they would just take out the other prescription and put in their prescription, but I don't know. Okay, so they sold for $86. I paid $5, so that made my profit $63.80. I am super thrilled with that. I thought those were really cute. Here is one of the belts that I sold, and I have had this, I think, for 2 or 3 years. I don't know why it took so long to sell. I thought it was really cool. Has these lion heads and kind of some little rhinestones on there. Also on the end, it goes through the whole belt. It's genuine leather. This is from Express, and I would guess that this is probably like Y2K from the 2000s or something like that. Maybe I had it priced too high to begin with. I don't know, but it ended up selling for $34. I think possibly with discounted shipping. So I do have automatic offers to likers of 10% off with discounted shipping when they like my item. I paid up for this a little bit. I was on vacation when I got it, and I wasn't finding much, and so I wanted to grab some stuff to kind of try and offset some of my costs. So I paid $6 for it. Typically, I like to keep my buy-in costs for belts in the $3 range. Did I say that made my profit $21.20? I'm happy with that. I'm excited to be, you know, selling belts again. You guys know I love picking them up, and I had kind of slowed down because they just weren't selling as quickly. Now this one, I think I've had over 3 years, and I didn't really understand why. I thought it was really kind of a cute basic belt, maybe because it wasn't really vintage. It did have that, oh, and it's Dockers brand. So it did have that one little kind of pin prick there, which of course I did put in the description, but I'm happy to move it out. It sold for $31. I think it also had discounted shipping. I paid about $3 for this, so that made my profit $21.80. Which, as you guys who have been watching a while know, that, you know, I like to try and profit between $15 and $30 on my belts just to make it worth it. And I think that, you know, a $20 profit on an item that's really easy to list and ship is great. Okay, this next item I have had, I don't know, maybe for 4 years, 3 or 4 years, and it is this Reformation kind of racerback tank dress. I don't know why this took so long to sell. Maybe because it's so basic. It is also an extra small. But, you know, I got really excited. I've never found Reformation before except for this one piece. I got really excited when I found it at the Goodwill. And then it just sat and sat. I mean, I got some likes on it and stuff, but I never got any offers or anything. And I had reduced it. And I sent out some aggressive offers last night. I sent out 20 and 30% off offers, and this buyer got one of those. So it sold for $21 with discounted shipping. Maybe a basic tank dress from Reformation just isn't worth that. I don't know. If I looked at comps when I first listed it, I definitely hadn't rechecked comps since I listed it, which maybe I should have. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I didn't have the right keywords. Anyways, it is gone. I am happy to see it go. I did make a profit. I paid $5 for it, so that made my profit $11.80, which, you know, I'm happy with that. It's gone. I don't want to look at it anymore. I just couldn't, you know, redonate it or sell it at my yard sale. It's Reformation. I just really felt like I would get, you know, a better price. But that just goes to show that not everything will sell just because of the brand name. Okay, this next item is a Duluth Trading kind of, let's get it out there, kind of a shacket. It is flannel, and then it has the quilted lining. This was a women's size medium. I just picked this up at an estate sale because all the clothes were only $1. And I've had kind of good luck with Duluth Trading when I've found, you know, certain pieces in the past. I thought this was a little bit more substantial piece. I thought it was cute and cozy. This took about 6 months or so to sell, and it sold for $32. I think this buyer got 20% off with discounted shipping, and that's what came out to the $32. But I think that's, you know, reasonable. Maybe I had it priced a little too high to begin with. If I have, you know, some times where I don't have time to list or relist things on Poshmark, I will send out offers on every item in my closet to try and generate some sales. And that definitely did generate most of these sales by sending out those offers. So I paid $1 for it, like I said, so that made my profit $21.32. I actually picked up 2 of these in different colors at that estate sale. I don't know if I normally would have picked these up, but I waited in line at this estate sale for, I think, a couple hours, and then there wasn't very much there. So I wanted to pick up at least a few things to offset my time for waiting in line. Okay, so that's it for this weekend, what I sold this weekend, but don't go anywhere. This video will continue with what else I sell this week. So on my opinion on the Poshmark delisting and relisting, kind of the new rules with that. Personally, I think that they are trying to get people to stop relisting hundreds of items a day. I'm hearing that some people delist and relist their whole closet every day or multiple times a week, which I didn't realize that people were doing that. I do relist things typically, like if they've been listed 45 to 60 days, I'll have them relisted automatically because I do think that makes a difference. So Erin, the reseller on Instagram, is saying, I don't know if she talked directly with Poshmark, but she said she got some additional information, and her information said that they don't want you relisting items that are less than 60 days old. I am going to continue kind of what I was doing, but, you know, be aware of the amount of items I'm delisting and relisting. But I think you can still do it, just don't overdo it, just like anything else. That's just my opinion, like I said. I'm so excited about how our yard sale turned out. If you missed the end of last week's video, I mentioned that it turned out so amazing. It was a lot of work, but it was really worth it for the amount that we made. And I will be doing a pretty short video with at least 5 tips from my perspective on how to have a successful yard sale and, you know, make as much money as you possibly can. So hopefully that will be helpful. Be sure to look out for that. And if it's already published, I'll link it in the description box below. Also, if you haven't already tried Vendoo, I would love it if you would click my link in the description box below. It gets you 25% off your first month. This video is not sponsored by them, but I do really believe in their product, and I really think it's going to make a big difference in my business. So if you've been thinking about it, definitely give it a try. You can try out the smallest plan for under $10. So even if you sell one item from doing the cross listing, it'll pay for itself. Definitely give it a try. Okay, if you haven't already, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Both those things really help me out, but don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with what else I sell this week. Hey again, it is Wednesday. It's been a really quiet week. I only have one thing to ship out today. But like I said, I was not very active over the weekend because I was focusing on my yard sale. So I have been listing again this week, hoping that my sales pick up again soon. Okay, so the item that sold is this Michael Kors handbag, and I am very particular with the Michael Kors that I pick up because it is a slow seller for me, and typically it does not sell for a really high dollar amount. I was trying to see if this was Michael Kors or which one it was, but I thought this was really cute, so that's why I picked it up. Has this kind of gold metallic cutout detail, and then the color kind of is reminiscent of the Louis Vuitton Azure print for their bags, so I thought it would be a good pickup. It ended up selling for $52, which I think is pretty good. It did take roughly 6 or 8 months to sell. Like I said, Michael Kors just does not usually sell quickly for me or for really great prices. I'm sure if you get one of their, you know, Michael Kors collection or real leather bags that it may sell better. That's just been my experience. I don't typically pay up for Michael Kors either. I did pay a little bit up for this. I paid $10. I just thought it was cute. That's the only reason that I picked it up. So that made my profit $28.32. I'm happy with that. You know, I don't have really high expectations typically for Michael Kors. Let me know how you guys do. The other reason that I don't typically pick it up is because I have purchased a couple of different Michael Kors bags new just because I really liked them, and pre-owned. And they have not worn well. So they've worn out very quickly. Like the threads on the strap will come out, or it will become separated much quicker than any other brand that I have purchased. You know, like Coach or Kate Spade even, which I would say is kind of in line with Michael Kors. So I just don't like the quality. That's, you know, one of the reasons. But again, this was cute. It was in good condition, and overall, I am happy with that flip. So that is it for today, but don't go anywhere. This video will continue with what else I sell this week. And right after this, I am filming my yard sale video. So that will be coming up. If it's already out, I'll link it in the description box below. Okay, see you in a couple of days. Hey again, it's Friday and I just have one sale to ship out. I decided to come in to ship today because it is a Cherish sale and those go UPS. So it wouldn't go out till Monday if I didn't ship it today. It is a pillow. You guys know how much I love selling vintage pillows. It has this kind of chalet cabin scene on it. I don't always pick up this, what is this called? Cross stitch. But I just thought this was a really cool, unique pillow, so I grabbed it. Plus, it was only $1 at an estate sale. It did take a while to sell, probably like a year and a half, but it sold for $83, so I'm really happy with that. Like I said, it was only $1, so that made my profit $64.40. Interestingly enough, I went to an estate sale for this same company where I got this one for $1, and some of their prices are going up. They had more pillows. Well, I'll just show you. I did get one of them. I thought this was so cute, this strawberry pillow, but as you can see, it was $10 this time, and in the past all of their pillows had just been $1. So I don't know what the deal is, but I thought this was so cute. I really thought it was worth it. And for those of you who watch all the time, you know that I sold one of these that had pansies on it. And I sold that for either $100 or just under $100. So I still thought that the $10 was worth it. They had some other ones that weren't quite as cute as this one that were priced at $8, I think. And I might go back on Dollar Day and see if those are still there. I just didn't feel like I needed to pay that $8 because I don't really need any inventory. So I'm really only picking up things that I can buy low and sell high. I guess $8 into 100 is buying low, selling high, but I'm just really trying to be more particular about the items I purchase. They either really need to bring me joy or I need to know that they're going to sell quickly. So $64.40. I'm really happy with that. Really easy to package. I did get quite a few other things. I relapsed, meaning that I hadn't been to estate sales or thrift stores for a few weeks, but this one looked like it had a lot of vintage and I just couldn't resist. I did buy more than I should have, but not as much as I normally do, so I guess that's a good balance, and I really tried to be particular and take a second look at things to think if I would really be motivated to list them or not. Some of the things I did good on and put back a couple of things I did not, but I don't know. Progress, I guess I'll just try and make a little bit at a time. So as of the filming of this video, today is May 2nd, and Poshmark just rolled out their delisting, relisting policy yesterday, and a lot of people are getting their listing capabilities suspended for 6 days. And I don't like this. I do respect Poshmark's right to enforce their policies, and they gave us a week or two notice about not excessively delisting and relisting. So that I respect. I don't necessarily like it, but I respect their, right to make that policy and enforce that policy. However, people are getting restricted for just delisting items that sold on platforms, and they're not even relisting anything. That I don't like. Poshmark really needs to get their ducks in a row before they roll out these policies or changes, because they are just making themselves look bad and unreliable. And you guys know that I love Poshmark, and I have been a diehard Posher for years and years, but the things that they are doing lately are really just making me feel uneasy and uncomfortable. I'm not saying I'm going to stop selling on there, but this is even more reason for us to cross-list to multiple platforms. You guys have all been telling me this for a long time, and I've known it, but this is even more of a reason. If you are using a cross-listing software that has the auto detect delist, maybe take a second look at having those things automatically delisted right now. And I know this video will be coming out a couple weeks after, and hopefully they'll have corrected it by now. But just be cautious when you are deleting items and relisting items that are less than 60 days old. I want all of my fellow, resellers to be successful, and the main reason that this upsets me so much is that people's income and livelihood could be put in jeopardy. And we all work really hard and we have bills to pay, and this world right now and economy is hard enough as it is. We don't need other things thrown at us, and that's really what makes me upset and uneasy about this. Not because they are enforcing a policy. I do, like I said, think that they have the right to do that, but the fact that they didn't test out their detection and make sure that it is correct, that's what really makes me mad, and that they are restricting people's listing abilities for a week right off the bat. So just be careful. And I have not deleted or delisted anything less than 60 days old, so I haven't gotten any warning emails. Knock on wood, hopefully something doesn't happen. I hope it hasn't happened to you guys, and I really hope that they get it fixed, because it's pretty unsettling, to say the least. What do you guys think about it? Feel free to leave a comment down below. We can discuss it. Like I said, it's Friday. Hopefully I'll have more sales and I'll be back tomorrow to share what else I sell. But this week has been pretty slow already, which is, you know, upsetting too, but we just got to keep moving forward. Okay, don't go anywhere. This video will continue with what else I sell. Hey again, it's actually the following Monday and I didn't have time to come back in and ship on Saturday, but actually I only had one Cherish sale by Saturday and it ships UPS, so it wouldn't ship out till Monday anyway. So I'm just going to share that sale with you on Monday of next week. And I had some really great sales over the weekend, so be sure to watch next week's video. This week, not so much. Very, very slow. My total sales for the week were $445. My total cost of goods was $37. And my total profit after any website fees, cost of goods, and any shipping discounts was $311.44. I might tack on a little thrift haul after I share the rest of my statistics with you if I have time to add that on. So stay tuned if you want to see that. I sold a total of 9 items, making my average sale price $49.44. That's pretty good. My average cost of goods, $4.11, and my average profit per sale, $34.66. I think these other statistics are pretty good, but my total sales of $445 in 1 week is not good. That's not what I shoot for. But as I have been saying, I've been very busy lately with the yard sale, my husband's birthday, all sorts of other things going on. And so I hadn't been paying as much attention to Poshmark or Cherish. But it picks up next week. So like I said, be sure to watch. And yeah, hopefully I'll have some time to film a little thrift haul to tack on to the end of this. So the first item is this really cute vintage handbag. I just loved the floral detail on this. The kind of retro ladylike style is coming back in. And this was just such a fun, unique piece that I couldn't resist it. I did not pick it up based on the brand. I picked it up based on style, but the brand name is Style Mark. It is made in USA, and it was only $4.99. I did have a 10% off coupon this day, so you can assume that taking 10% off everything that I got. The next item is this pair of, I believe these are Eileen Fisher, yes, kind of sandals, shoes. I do okay with Eileen Fisher shoes. These are a size 10, but they were in such nice condition and they were only priced at $6.99, so I decided to pick them up. I'll expect to get probably in the, I don't know, $40 range, maybe $50. I'll have to look up comps. And for the vintage handbag, I'll probably list that in the, I don't know, $50 to $60 range. Again, I'll look up comps for that. The next item I kind of took a risk on, but I thought it was really cool. It is this men's, well, I guess it's unisex, but briefcase or laptop bag. It is super nice quality leather, very thick leather. It is kind of an obscure brand, but I looked it up and this brand had a pretty high retail. It is Vel Rossi. There we go. So the reason I took a risk on it is that it was $19.99. So pretty high buy-in price, but I think when I looked up comps, these were over $200 or $300 new. So I still felt like I could make a profit on this. I'll hope to get at least $100 for it, or I'll list it on the higher end, and I'll definitely check comps and see what sold comps are looking like for this brand, but hoping to make a good profit on that. It's just a really gorgeous, high quality leather piece. Another vintage handbag. There were a few different cute bags this day, and these patent leather ones don't always do quite, or they don't sell for quite as much as I would hope they would, but this was just so cute. I could not pass it up, and it had this kind of interesting, I think it's plastic, but it kind of looks like wood. And this one I don't think had a price on it, so they just charged me the same as the other, so $5, and it is I can't read what the brand name is, but again, I picked this up more based on style. I'll hope to get in the $40 range for this. I just thought it was really, really cute. Oh, and this little piece, I just was such a sucker for. So I'm sure you're familiar with these lamps. I think they call them lawyer's lamps, but this one is a miniature one. Usually they're like twice as big as this. I just thought it was so cute. Plus it was only $3.99. This I'll probably list on Cherish. I will have my Poshmark closet linked in the description box below in case there's anything that you see that you want to purchase. I don't share my Cherish shop link, but if there's something that you see that you want me to list on Poshmark for you, let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to get that listed over there for you. This, I need to look up comps, but I'll probably list in the $129 range on Cherish. I just think it is so adorable. And those lawyer's lamps can have a decent resale. So this, the seasonality of this is gone. I bought this, like I said, this thrift haul was a while ago and it was before winter and I didn't get this listed, but hopefully I can still find a buyer for it. I thought it was a really cute bag and it is by Pajar, P-A-J-R, and this has a pretty good retail value. They had it priced at $9.99, so I paid $9 for it. I did look up comps on this when I bought it, but they could be different because we're heading into summer. But I'll hope to get in the $40 to $50 range for this. Still a really cute piece. Looks like you could take it to Aspen or something like that. I really, really liked that. The next item, not exactly sure why I picked these up. Maybe because I feel like kind of 90s style is vibing, and this looks like 90s Y2K with these kind of pointy, witchy, pointy toe. These are, I think these are Donald Pliner. Yeah, they're Donald Pliner. So maybe that's the other reason I picked these up. Let's see. They were marked $9.99. Maybe they were half off and that's why I picked them up. But anyways, these are pretty cute. Hopefully to get in the $40 range for these. Let's see, what is the, see if I can see what the size is for you guys. These are a size 10, women's size 10. Pretty fun, and I'll definitely use keywords like witchy. I might use, you know, definitely 90s, Y2K. These shoes, aren't these fun? Very, very retro, just a really unique pair of shoes in excellent condition. These are a size 6.5, and the brand name is Qualicraft leather upper. These were $6.99. I don't always get the highest price for vintage shoes, but I just thought these were so unique that I absolutely had to pick them up. And I would guess that these are probably from the 1950s or 1960s. It would be ideal for me to list these on eBay, so hopefully maybe some set designer or something would pick them up, but I'll probably list them on Poshmark. I'll have to check comps, but hope maybe I'm shooting high, but I'll hope to get $40 or $50 for these. They're just so special and unique. Very, very cute. Okay, and this I just picked up because I thought it was cool. It is a hat. I don't know what you call that exactly, but you put it over the top of your hat. And this is braided horsehair. And it's blue and black with these kind of tassels on the back. I just thought it was really cool. Plus, it was only 99 cents. So I thought it was definitely worth picking up. I've done well with those hitched horsehair belts in the past. So hopefully that one will perform well for me too. A belt, I just thought this had kind of a cool Western boho vibe. It has this really long suede fringe and woven leather. So lots of really great keywords that I could use for this. Plus it was only $2.99. Plus it's adjustable. So, you know, you could be I'll have to measure it, but you could be like a size small or medium, or you could be a larger size and still be able to wear this, which I really like that it will hit a lot of different categories. Again, you know, I'm trying not to be such a sucker for certain things that don't sell very well for me. But when I find cute vintage dresses or shoes, I just can't leave them behind. And I thought this dress was just so sweet. Look at the pockets with the bows and that blue floral print. Very 60s, 50s, 60s vibe. It has a zip up front. It's a talon zipper that's metal, so definitely an older piece. You could tie this in a bow at the top. Just, oh, so very sweet. Looking at, just guessing the size, I would guess this is a size small, but I'll have to do measurements. Plus, they only had it priced at $4.99. I just couldn't resist. I'll hope to get in the $45 to $55 range for this. Like I said, I always think that these vintage pieces are worth more than they are resale value. So they kind of sit for me because I want to wait for, you know, what I think the value is. I got another vintage dress. This is gingham. Look at those buttons. Isn't that cute? I thought this would be really cute with those red heels that I picked up. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, those are so cute. This has the original belt with it, and the brand is K. Whitney. So I'll definitely look up that brand because sometimes the vintage brand can make an item more valuable. This is just a really lightweight cotton. The other one felt like lightweight cotton as well. Again, it was only $4.99. I'll hope for kind of the same price range for this. Just really sweet and cute. Wish that that would fit me. Maybe I would wear it. And the last item was kind of a wild card pickup, but I just thought it was really unique and I thought it had a few things going for it. So this is a men's Hawaiian style shirt. I liked the kind of Asian vibe and the cranes on there. Plus, this is a Ralph Lauren piece, Polo Ralph Lauren. It still has the dry cleaner tag on it, and it is a 4XL. So because of those few different factors, I felt like it was a good pickup. It was $6.99. Feels like it's probably a rayon blend. Oh, 100% viscose. I don't know if that's good or people like that or not, but I'll check comps again for this. I'm sure that I did check comps when I was in the store, but I'll hope to get 50 plus for this. I could be wrong, but I will double check. So that is it for this haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it, liked the kind of unique things that I found. If you do like this sort of video, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, that way you won't miss any of my future uploads. Thank you so very much for watching. Again, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, make a comment down below. All those things really help me out, and I hope to see you guys all again soon. Thanks for watching.